And you mentioned the fact that this is kind of what you need to do from here on out with after Natal, right? You know, you have these
Natah's the
spoilers.
be is there have been hints and breadcrumbs, but if you go to your codex and you look at the quest, which is where you start, you'll
Hmm.
notice that so like the second dream requires Natah. The war within
Hmm.
requires the second dream, which requires Natah.
Right.
Um, basically, these all build in a chain,
Hmm.
and all of it starts with Natah.
Right.
So this is the point where before story was hinted at,
Hmm.
now story is going to be up front and center and a thing that you are going to be hearing about.
Right. Okay. So,
Oh, we can put that on there. Put that
so, the common aspect is putting spoilers down in the front.
Yes. Oh.
And that goes from here forward, right? Just
Well, for whenever
uh,
we're doing the story quests, at least, if we're just kind of randomly faffing about doing stuff, then don't be super worried about it. But as long as we're actually on the quest,
right. Well, I mean, just like for example, okay, if if we finish another talk quest, okay, for example, and we move on to say the second dream, that's still spoilers,
oh,
and
big time.
therefore need the spoiler tag on it, right?
Yes, however, it is important to point out because of the way these things are structured that you can't do the second dream until you've gotten to, I believe it's Neptune, because one of its requirements is, I believe, the Uranus Neptune junction. So, unless we are hardcore pushing it, I don't think we're going to get to the second dream today.
Well, no. What I'm saying is that later on, like dream, like next week, for example,
Yes,
okay, if we start the second dream quest, we're still gonna need to put spoilers on it.
absolutely.
Okay. Okay. That's all I wanted to know. Basically, every single quest after Natal, any kind of um any kind of mission that you go on in the quest line should have a spoiler tag on it.
Um, so pretty much, let's see here. Um, so Mask of the Revenant, Hidden Messages, Sands of Inaros, Octavia's Anthem, Glass Gambit, and Silver Grove, Patient Zero, and the Jordas Precept. You can put spoilers on them, the spoiler tag on them, but they are not considered to be core storylines. But the big ones are Natah, The Second Dream, The War Within, Chains of Harrow, and The Sacrifice.
Hmm. Yeah. Uh, you see. Let me make sure that I'm got all the equipment with upgrades and like on it. there. Right there. Right there. Okay.
Oh. Oh, yes. Okay.
Now let's see. Well, I'm ready to go whenever you are. I'm just
Okay.
checking to see what else I can maybe build.
Okay.
Now,
Well
I
then.
saw that you were already using the Arcwing out on the Fortuna's open world.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got
Um,
the Arcwing launcher a while ago. I made a specific goal to grind for those parts.
Gotcha. Um,
Also, don't forget that this particular account was created like a year ago now
yeah.
and was on the shelf for almost 8 months, during which time the only thing that really happened was that I kept my extractors running for a while. So,
Right. Um, Now, when you build an Arcwing launcher, is it consumed every single time you use one?
no, it's an infinite use item. It used to be a consumable. It hasn't been in at least a year.
Okay,
So,
so when you build one, you're good. It's
yes.
good to go. Okay.
Yes.
Maybe I should go check that out as soon as I can as well. Um, because I just need erudite and gruck drool to
Oh, then yeah, we should look into doing that.
is that the first node on Uranus?
On Uranus, yeah. So this is where Helios proves that he is best boy, because the quest starts when a certain item
There is a large platoon of Grenier Marines stationed here. Leave no one standing.
is scanned,
Okay.
and Helios will scan them for us automatically.
Whoa, where the hell did you come from?
Yes. Ah,
What the heck was that?
that was the thing we needed to scan. Now my question is, did we get the scan? If not, it shouldn't be too big of a problem.
Did I get too close to it, or?
Well, I know I got my scan. There's several of them on the level, and they're on pretty much every level.
Tenno, what did you see? My data
Okay, so if they're, um,
Did you get a
about
message from the Lotus asking what did you see?
I'm sensing some signal masking.
something like
It will
that.
take some time to decipher. Concentrate on your mission for now.
God, these guys are tough.
Well, you need to be using Chroma's powers and use your buffs, because that way you will actually be able to do damage with those flatly kind of pathetic. Okay.
Well,
Oh, nice. I mean, Frame Fighter's kind of fundamentally silly, but still.
busted, yay. Interesting. Give me some problems there.
This will also be the tile set that will introduce you to everyone's favorite pastime in Warframe, Shark Wing. By favorite, we mean the opposite.
Uh-huh. And, can't get through there. And there we go. Security override. Whoa! I didn't want to be here.
Ooh.
That hurt. Ow. There's a lot of guys over there.
Over where?
And I'm almost dead. Yeah, through that tunnel.
Oh!
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
Okay, did we... Oh. Oh. There.
Ooh.
All right, do we want to get to extraction as soon as possible, or do we want to kind of
Well,
farm
I don't
Friday?
necessarily feel like faffing about too much, but on the other hand, this particular account does not have an embarrassment of riches of Iatan stars, and therefore cannot afford to leave them behind per se.
Ow, ow, ow.
That was ridiculous. I literally came jumping in, saw a guy, hit the attack button as I landed behind him, and stealth killed him because he
What the?
didn't have time to react.
What the hell is this guy? I have this guy jumping all over the place right at the moment.
What guy?
What? I have a level 26 that's like right on top of me, and he's phasing all over the place. It's like, what the hell, man?
I don't know. He
That
got
was,
gacked though.
yeah, I don't know. I don't. He was not a normal grenadier that I've ever faced before. He kept, but you know how
Don't stand there. You're gonna get hit by
I mean,
scenery.
when we're kind of like running around, there's no problems. But this guy was literally, jumped from one spot to another kind of aspect. He was right there. I'm like, heck, is this guy on? So
Well, we can head to extraction now. So
yeah. Oh, going down. Thank you, pipe. Ooh-wee.
yeah, I was gonna say, don't bother with elevators. There is no falling damage.
Yeah. Let's see. What the heck?
What?
There's just something on the map that looked kind of weird right here in this particular corner. It's as though there's like a doorway right there. I don't know if you see it or not, but
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
looks a little odd. That's all.
Sometimes the maps are a little weird.
Yeah.
Hey, sweet, we got immobilized. I mean, we both already had it, but still, one of the most generically useful mobility mods in the game.
Right.
All right.
Okay, so because we scanned that one particular
They are not as encrypted as they should be.
Grenier, I guess.
You'll see. But yes, we now have the Natah quest. We got an email.
History, Tenno, I require your help. These items have been delivered to your inventory. Okay.
So I'm setting Natah as the active quest.
Matching the new drone. Gather scans of it to determine its origin and capabilities.
Well, it's already set for mine, so. All right. Oh, we're going to Earth. Interesting.
Yes.
I would have figured we would have stayed on the planet of Uranus. So,
I've marked the signatures on your map.
alright.
Gather scans, but approach with caution, Natah. It doesn't seem very interested in you. Try to get a scan of what it's collecting. That may reveal its purpose.
Now, if you get close enough, Helios will scan this automatically.
More wreckage. Why are the corpus suddenly interested in it? Tenno, another scannable signature just appeared near you. We may be able to determine what the corpus are up to.
But in case you missed it, and it's quite possible that you did because, you know, guys to attack, come stand here and look up at about a 45-degree angle. And if you need to, you can put on your scanner if you hover over it. But you see this big ol'... Here, let me... See this big ol' thing that I'm hanging on the side of?
Yeah.
That's what she was scanning.
Okay. Well, it already did scan, and it's giving me the quest to scan 2 more scouts.
Yeah.
So.
But does that remind you of anything?
A little.
Yeah. You got your weapon knocked off.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on the ground right here.
I do not. So,
I'm not getting a signal, but if you found a drone, scan it before it notices you.
huh?
Tenno, what did you see? My data stream went dark. I am sensing some signal masking. It will take some time to decipher. Concentrate on your mission for now. This drone is not a corpus design. If you can get another scan, I can determine its origin. Tenno, I need you to scan another drone. I'm not getting a signal, but if you found a drone, scan it before it notices you. Good. I'm putting the stream together now. It is...
There we go.
It is an oculist. That means... I'm sorry, Tenno. Stay safe.
Don't know if I got it or not.
Hello. Did the Lotus just... Abandon the operator? Get cut off? I have extraction ready. I think you should hurry.
Well, did you get the quest dialogue?
Hmm. Okay. Okay, so it seemed like it did, although I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it is giving me to get to the extraction, but
Okay.
it didn't really the information that I was trying to give me wasn't like immediate. I was trying to hover back enough so that my Helios could, get the information without like shooting it or anything along those lines. But it was still taking a little while.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
Helio
don't
scans
know.
stuff from closest to furthest, so it can take a little bit before.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that the information was kind of received, but I don't really know. So
Well, I mean, if we have to do it again, we can do it again. I'll just, hang back a little bit more.
and open up these storage lockers and the like, just to get resources. Now, if when I build the treasury and I'll be able to throw items in there, can I use the stuff in my treasury for like normal build kind of thing, or?
I don't think so. I think once they go into the clan, once they go into the treasury, they're strictly for clan stuff.
Okay. What's that? Yeah, play for $100.
Nice.
Operator, Ordis knows what it is like to be abandoned. Don't worry, someone has offered to help us.
So, pupil, the spring
See.
has ended. The lotus blossom has snapped shut, her true nature revealed. Now, we
Palpitation.
shall see if codependence can be broken. Let us begin to unravel her long-hidden truth.
Yeah, that's the next part of the quest.
Teshin.
Well, I don't know about you, but I got dialogue from Uncle Teshin.
Dialogue from Uncle Teshin?
Yeah, he
I
and
didn't get.
Ordis were talking. Or he and... Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Well, that's not good. Your quest just says help Teshin, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, hold on. Oh, there. Okay.
Teshin is my
So,
favorite underused character because Teshin runs PvP, which
mm-hmm.
nobody plays. And it makes
Yeah.
me terribly sad because his character design is just so much fun, and I love his voice actor.
Okay, so we have to go to Cassini. Apparently.
Yeah. Give me a second to check my potential upgrades. Yeah, okay. Because we do want that, but for now, we're okay where we are. Yeah, okay. Don't think there's a single thing that can be done here. Not really, no. Can't put anything useful at all here.
5, 10. Alright, make it super speedy. Parry, chance.
Not yet over here, but soon. Okay.
Rios, anything here? Don't need you. You. 7.5 rare item drop chance?
What was that for?
It's called spare parts.
Oh, yeah, it causes your uh or when your sentinel dies, there's a chance that it will uh drop whatever the rare item is on that planet. Now, obviously, you want to at 7.5%, it's useless. If you push it way up, it can be far more useful.
Mm-hmm.
But it requires your sentinel to, die, and that's a bit of a
Right.
problem.
Well, I mean, the fact that, I've had my sentinel die from time to time, you know, not often, but it has happened.
There is also a farming technique that involves trying to put your sentinel in a location where it can be caught in the blast radius of an explosive weapon
Mm-hmm.
without killing you. And if you do that, then it explodes and potentially drops rare loot, and then you get the loot, and this is best done with the primed regen, which gets you, I think it's up to 3 regens.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do it on like a capture mission. You kill your sentinel like 3 or 4 times at the beginning of the mission. Then you run through, capture the target, and run to the exit. And if you have a whole squad doing that, it can be a somewhat effective method of farming, but I don't personally care for it.
Okay.
The ghost you saw is of a menace long thought dead. They study us, study our enemies. Let us sharpen our knowledge of them.
See, where...
I think it's this way.
Here, this console will serve my purpose. Unlike your Lotus, I will not keep its secrets from you. Exercise your training. Defend the console.
I love Teshin. He's so... First of all, he is an absolute badass baritone. And secondly, he's so very low-key snarky. Unlike your Lotus, I won't keep its secrets from you.
Ow.
Ooh.
I have what I seek. Move on.
There's an Orokin cell somewhere over like here.
Yeah. Sorry. I thought that you'd taken care of it, but yeah, I already grabbed it. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Or at least I grabbed one organ cell. I don't know if there was enough. I only got one, so.
Okay.
Oh, god damn it. Go away, trap.
Access the console.
You ready?
Yes.
Protect this console. Go.
I find it funny that my my throne is doing a lot more damage than I. My companion. Whoa, hello.
Yeah?
Who are you?
Task is complete, but the puzzle calls for one last piece. Advance to the final console.
Advance to the final console. Also, I mentioned this at the beginning of my stream, but I don't know if you caught it. On the dev stream this last Friday, they mentioned that some very serious melee changes are coming.
This is
They
it.
hope this
The
week,
answers
more
we
realistically,
seek
probably
lie
next
within.
week.
Use this combat to sharpen your blades. I
And
predict you will need
that
them in coming
mean
battles.
Big changes to a lot of weapons and how a lot of things work. There's a whole big post about it over on... Oh, crap. Sorry. There's a
Alright.
Nox over
No
here. I
worries.
had to make sure that he died.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're looking at big melee changes, lots of changes to the stats, lots of changes to the various stances of weapons, how some weapons are going to work. Hopefully for the better.
I have found that which wanted to be hidden. Advance to extraction.
Oh, wait. I just got 2 Orcan cells.
Yeah, so did I.
Okay. Some more plastids. Nice.
3 Orakin cells, not bad at all.
There we go.
Excuse me.
This Grineer
Find the
is
sergeant.
smarter than the others, more volatile.
Okay.
We
Oh, their
need to be
dialogue.
cautious.
Oh, there it goes.
Find his sergeant, pupil. He will lead us to this tomb.
In particular, let's see. Okay.
Lead to his tomb, huh?
It'll make more sense.
Okay.
Ah, there we go. You should also have a new inbox message.
Yeah, I just got it.
Intercepted message. Tile Regor. Sergeant Skur. You want to know what they... You want to know why they are here? Because I found it. The tomb. They should all be dead, trapped inside, but these are not. Why? Be brave, Skur, for your brothers, sick and twisted in the tubes. New ideas are within our reach that could cure us all. Send the Draga to intercept or to reinforce the location we discussed. Skur, if you saw too many words, I'm sorry. I forgot who I was writing to. So assuming you just read the big letters, in all caps. Send Draga, kill Tenno, help brothers. This is our first introduction to Tile Regor, who is the boss of Oranos, and one of the largest hams in the entire game, and really that's saying something.
Okay. So, shall we go and find the sergeant then?
Already queued up the mission.
Yep. Now, like, question. Do you know when the third extractor becomes?
Master rank 10, I believe.
Just kind of curious.
The Grineer have
Also,
plunged
if you buy
the
Prime
depths
Access,
and
that will
awakened
get you
an
a
old evil submerged
an
here.
additional extractor
Capture
slot
the sergeant.
in
You
perpetuity,
will know
but
where this
that
tomb
requires
is.
buying Prime
Money.
Access.
Teshin, you don't have the authority. You are endangering the Tenno.
So, the petals have opened once more. But why now? Afraid of what we'll find?
I had to cover my tracks, but I see that Teshin has been leading you into an even greater danger.
The beast soon stirs, Lotus, revealing much. It will awaken and become whole again.
Did you get the Cyan Star over here?
You know this one, don't you?
No.
Ooh. Gallium. And we got 4 of them. Ooh. That was good.
What's that?
There was a gallium deposit.
Oh.
When I broke it open, it gave us 4 of them.
Nice.
He knows where the tomb is. Apprehend him.
Okay, fine. You're irritating me, boy. He got Konged.
Yeah.
We have our target. Advance to extraction.
Ow! 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 These guys hurt. Oh.
Plastids.
Quite a few chests around.
Yep.
Oh, shut that. Ow. Oh, hello. You guys appeared out of nowhere. What's this? Hey.
Wow, there's really a lot of guys between us and Extraction. Ooh, hey, another Cyan Star.
Well, extraction is pretty far away too, so. Apparently, they really don't want us out here. Get back here. Going down. Alright. Let's get out of here. Oh, but is it there, Lotus? Is it really done?
Speak, Lotus. The pieces are set. It is your move.
Till Regor must be stopped from entering the tomb. I have to risk exposure to stop him. Go.
Alright, let me check my upgrades real quick. Yeah. Okay. Need a couple more for that. Is there anything? No. Yeah. Actually, we'll put that on. Okay.
It's not a huge amount, but... Alright. Lotus was very quick in her message.
Yeah.
Get to the waypoint. I will give you further instructions when you get there. You've reached the waypoint.
Oh.
Access the system.
What the heck?
Little lizards can't resist another chance to get their sticky hands in my jar.
Till's cut off life support. Hold on, Tenno. I'm readying extraction, but this will take time.
Sentient. The destroyer. The liberator. Depends on who you ask. But this thing is certain. I will have its secret.
I've delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time.
Oh, Tile. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into.
Ow, ow. Alright. There's a lot of people over here. Okay, I'm gonna have to
Jeez,
respond.
where the heck are you? Hang it. I was coming.
I was trying to save my helio. There's a huge tunnel here that just kept on spilling out guys. Apparently, you found some gallium.
Yes.
Another light
Also, there's some plastids not far away from there.
Oh, hello. There you go.
Yeah, by the way, I don't know if you're aware, but those mark themselves on the map without you necessarily having to mark them, so...
Alright. I didn't really know offhand, so... These guys are turning through my shields and the like pretty easily.
Well, put on your second ability. That's a defensive buff.
Well, the problem is that it doesn't last for very long. That's awful.
life support incoming.
It's number 2 that's the defensive buff? Or...
Yes, number 2 is a defensive buff, number 3 is an offensive buff.
So, the sentient, nasty thing came from where? Who cares? They smashed the Oro kid, freed us. How? How'd they do that? I want to know.
Oh.
Additional life support has arrived.
Yeah, hang on a second, I'll be right there.
Life support on the way.
My healers can take out these guys fairly quickly, but my main gun can't, so it's slowing it down some.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
Well, are you using your second ability?
I am now, but it's still not enough damage overall. Like I said, you know, my main gun being the Mark 1 Strun is not killing these guys quickly, so...
Just cracking through the sarcophagus now. Open wide.
It's taking me like 3 shots to even take out one of these guys with my Strun, so...
Yeah, we are way above the level at which that weapon is particularly viable, so...
Gonna die pretty soon.
Get ready for a capsule.
Yeah, I'm back to where you're at.
Enter. It's massive. Empty. Where are they? Did they escape? Wait. What's this?
Don't do it, Regor.
Oh boy, this is a lot of guys here. I'm almost wondering if my kunai is better.
Actually, in this circumstance, they might, simply because they do mostly piercing damage, which ignores a certain amount of armor.
Get ready for a capsule.
I'm only doing like 45 points of damage per.
And let me guess, the reason you don't keep your buffs up is because you're constantly running out of energy, right?
No, it's just trying to remember when to turn it on is the problem. You know, I can't. I can't.
I've delivered another life support
There's too much going on right at the moment for me to kind of keep an eye on down on my bottom of the screen, so I don't know when it goes away until later. And unfortunately, the numbers aren't really kind of showing a whole lot.
Some primordial former. An engine for self-manipulation. What will it do for me?
What has he found?
What was that?
Out of here. I'm gonna come get down, go down. I really should have had like Mesa for this.
Who was there?
Natah, where are you? You cannot hide from me.
All of you retreat now!
Natah, who have you become? Does this form remind you of what you once were? Time has carried my seed so very far from the branch.
Extraction ready. Leave now. Get out.
Alright, where is the extraction point? Okay, over this way.
For blueprint.
Yep, it's a shotgun. It's an automatic shotgun. Sadly, it's not a very good automatic shotgun.
Yeah, that's a fair amount of plastids.
Pupil, what is your lotus hiding? Who is Natah?
My name. My old name. It is not who I am now. We need to focus on now, not history. We need to seal the tomb. A blast capable.
The sentient is awake, Natah. It will not be contained for long.
Do not call me that. Containment will buy us time. Go now, Tenno. I will explain more when you reach the site.
Yeah. Yeah. Lotus is not. Lotus is not real happy about being reminded.
Apparently.
Well, and I love the fact that the second he finds out, Teshin refers to her as Natah, and she's like, "Don't call me that."
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, so before we go any further, do you have access to a mod called Narrow Minded?
Don't know. You go to my mods. Let's see. Narrow. No.
Okay, then at some point in the not too terribly distant future, we need to get you a copy. Because what Narrow Minded does is it massively increases your duration at the cost of reducing your range. In both of our cases, we really don't care what the warframes we are currently using.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, the abilities that I was using was lasting for like maybe 15 seconds or so.
okay.
And with the weapons that I was using, I was like going, okay, it's taking me 3 shots to kill one of these guys. So I was like, and then of course when you add in the fact that they were pouring in 4 to 5 at a time, I was like, okay, well,
Yeah. Okay,
it's just a
so,
matter of time. So
okay. So, I'm assuming you're already using continuity, right?
yeah,
Do you happen to have a mod called Augur Message? If you don't, that's fine.
I already have that equipped.
Okay.
I have both the ability to and the continuity message equipped on Chroma. So
Okay. And then also, you should put on, if you have not already, and assuming you have the mod space for it, you should put on Hunter Adrenaline, and you should try and get it up to 4 dots if you can.
okay. Currently I have Intensify Vitality and Flow on.
You can drop it, unless flow is in a polarity slot that matches.
It is.
Okay.
Continuity is the only one that I don't have polarity for.
Right. Okay. Well,
Uh,
the reason I say
Hunter Adrenaline is 2 points over what I need or what I have currently for capacity.
okay, um, the reason I say that is because Hunter Adrenaline combined with Vitality, and I'm assuming you put a reactor in him, right?
I believe so. Let me verify. Yeah, organ reactor installed.
Okay. Because Hunter Adrenaline means that when you take hits to your health, you will recover energy.
Mm-hmm.
You can then spend that energy on your abilities, and your second ability includes a temporary buff to your health, which can help keep you from dying. Okay. Also, I need a very, very
Okay.
brief restroom break, so I will
Okay
be
then.
back in just a minute or two.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. Let me look into this source adapter here a bit. And it's not something I can build in the, or at least I don't have a blueprint of it right now. Let's check the marketplace here quick. Hmm. It's not in the market either, or am I spelling it correctly? I could be spelling it correctly. Let me go back here and no, XIL or EXI. Tuh. Hmm. Inventory. Search. XI. Uh-huh. Okay, I don't remember getting these, so they're fairly rare from the looks of it, so I'm probably gonna have to hold off on this for now. Just wonder. Hmm.
Alright. I am back.
Now, question for you.
Yes.
The Exodus adapter, where do you normally find those?
Um,
Because I have one, but I believe that was from last Nightwave.
it's a distinct possibility. Speaking of Nightwave, I believe if you go and you look at...
Now you might be wondering if I'm
here.
holding back on
Yeah.
y'all. Dreamers.
If you go and you look at the current Nightwave, there is an Exilus adapter at rank 8. So, you can buy the recipe for Exilus adapters from Cephalon Samaris for rep. However, the building requirement for an Exilus adapter includes 2 Forma. Now, since you can get a pack of 3 Forma for 35 Platinum, and just installing an Exilus adapter costs 20 Platinum, realistically, much like with the Forma, you are better off waiting, and you're better off just farming the Platinum and buying it outright than you are building them. However, the Exilus adapter is a reward for the Nightwave. We will be getting one at the end of this quest. And it can be a reward from certain in-game events or invasions.
Okay. I ask because I noticed that on my Chroma Prime, I had some auras that I could, or not auras, Exilus mods that I could include on it. Not that I'm really seeing anything here that could be of great help. Based off of what I'm kind of seeing here, it's all seems like fairly movement based. So, or increased speed, which obviously is the name of the game, but so
most of them are. For example, Mobilize is probably my default because you'd be amazed at how much of a difference 20% bullet jump and 20% aim glide duration can make. The newest Warframe, at least at the moment, Gauss really wants Rush because he's all about that sprinting life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's see, I don't have super a lot of those, but enemy sense and thieves wit aren't the worst ideas in the world. Heavy impact is entirely for me, Midge. Let us be honest. Basically, it takes Rhino's passive and allows you to do it.
Yeah. All right.
But
okay. When we're sealing off this vault, is it going to be pretty much the same kind of amount of enemies that we're going to be kind of facing off, or?
Yeah, I was going to say, given how much trouble you were having the last time, I'd just bring Mesa.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's along the lines of, the weapons aren't really that great that I have on Chroma, so.
Yeah. Well, I'm managing to do okay, but admittedly, when things get tough, I just pull out the staff and start whacking people upside the head. So
Yeah.
Also, there's 2 of me. Funny how much of a difference that makes.
So my heat sword is at max, so let me go ahead and swap out my melee weapon here.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and climb the bow. Get that going. And then I'll need to get some neurosensors to figure out that. Now, let's see, I have enough plastids to build one of the 2 parts that I was kind of looking at. Let's see, Natah. and Wukong.
Okay.
But
So
I
for
don't.
for my
see-
nickel's worth of free commentary, and mind you, they're both fantastic warframes. Okay. Um, I would build Wukong first. I will admit, though, that part of that is complete and utter fashion bias. I cannot stand the default Nesha skin. I think he looks. I cannot stand the shape of his ugly, misshapen head. Now, I will say, and I believe I mentioned this before, that because of that, Nezha apparently received one of the coolest looking skins in the entire game, but you do have to buy it for plat. It is not available. You can't get it any other way. But man, is it! It is such a good looking skin.
Okay. If I'm gonna be going for Wukong, then I'm gonna need and a neural sensor to finish off the uh, full parts,
You said you're going to need
or
what?
2 argon crystals and a neural sensor.
Okay.
Neural sensor for the neural optics, 2 argon crystals for the systems, and then I can build Wukong from all that.
Right.
But I would need those pretty much as soon as possible so I can kind of get started on Wukong tomorrow. Saying that parts take
Right.
12 hours. Or I could start Nezha now because there's nothing more needed. Or the Nezha systems, which will be 12 hours right now. No other parts needed, no other ingredient. And then I can start Nezha no problem tomorrow. I don't need to go somewhere else. What
Right.
do you think?
Okay. Well, so what I would say is, I mean, first of all, it's not like we've ever had a problem getting argon crystals, and it's not going to be one now because I have a Limbo Prime. We can just clap.
Right.
Um, Let me check something real quick here.
Well, we're on your other account, right? So.
Yeah, I still haven't. I have a Limbo Prime on both of them.
Oh, okay.
He was like 40 platinum, and he's one of my favorite Warframes. I understand he's not everybody's cup of tea, but I really like playing Limbo. So,
Okay. That, no, enough said.
I actually picked Limbo Prime up way before I was eligible for regular Limbo. So, um, okay. But yeah, we can arrange for either of them, but we should finish Natah before we do that.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna build Nisha.
Okay. Oh, I've got 2 open slots.
There we go. Alright, so
I
that's
think I'm gonna
going.
do that.
I got the bow. So now it's time to swap out the sword with the bow. Let's see. Of course, you don't have pressure point available right away. Oh, I can't wait for the next rank. Alright, put you there then. Let's see. Impact damage reduces enemy armor by 1. Is that really that great?
Okay, so you're looking at Shattering Impact, which is a very weird mod. But in brief, the reason that it's good is because under the right circumstances. So the reason it's good is it strips base armor. So let's take the classic example, which is the Grineer unit, the Butcher, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have a base armor of 5. Now, when they scale up to like level 100, they have
Mm-hmm.
way more armor than that. But it all comes off of, it's all based off of that armor value of 5, right? Because
Okay.
Shattering Impact affects base armor, it means that you can take a weapon that has Shattering Impact on it and that does impact damage and hit a Butcher, and assuming that you have Shattering Impact at least, I think it's rank 4 or whatever, one from the top, so it
Right.
will remove 5 points of base armor. You've just
Mm-hmm.
completely removed the Butcher's armor. Gone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, the thing is that some enemies have so much armor that that is ineffective, and realistically, if it takes you more than 1 or 2 hits to kill a Butcher, you've already got problems.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm.
But under the right circumstances, it can be extremely useful, because it can make it so that your enemies, basically you hit them and you strip off their armor very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That said, it's not applicable to every weapon because it has to do impact, and it is much more of a selective tool than a general tool. I wouldn't just throw it willy-nilly onto it.
Yeah. Okay. Heat sword doesn't go towards anything construction-wise, if I remember correctly, correct?
I don't think so, but let me double check.
All right.
Um, do do do. Yeah, no, it doesn't build into
Right.
anything.
Yeah, I kind of figured. All right. So that's done. Go ahead and switch over to Mesa here.
Mm. Okay.
And
I'll go ahead and
go,
put that on.
go.
Ah, very high status chance. That makes sense. Okay. So that on. We'll put that on. I wish I had some of those. That'll have to do though. Okay. Much better.
Let's see.
Okay. I'm ready whenever you are.
All right. Hold on. Just checking my mods on other weapons for Mesa.
Wow, holy crap. I am almost to Master Rank 9, which is going to be fun. By which I mean actually the exact opposite, because Master Rank 9 and 19, if I remember correctly, are two of the hardest Master Rank tests in the game.
I'm not really going up that fast on mine.
A focused blast could release the magma flows beneath and rebury the tomb. Protect the bomb during its lengthy arming process.
Okay.
Actually, I probably should have let you do this, but so that you can practice.
It's okay. Oh, what the heck?
This is Sharkwing!
Uh-huh. Where's these orbs? And
Their
should
depth
I be...
charge. Their depth charge is you don't want to get anywhere near them.
Okay.
Fortunately, this is a relatively benign section of Sharkwing. You can go ahead and crack the door.
Yeah. I'll try anyway. I keep on... particular item off. There we go. Come on, come on. Wait. Showing. Oh, that way.
Well, there are a couple of chests over here, but...
Wave incoming.
Yep. Holy crap! Okay, come over here. There's a mod you need to pick up. You should have gotten, at least I hope you got, Condition Overload.
Well, I got a rare mod. I didn't see what exactly I got, so...
Okay. Well, when we get a break between waves, you should check that, because Condition Overload is one of the best melee mods in the game. Now, they're planning to change it a bit in the upcoming changes, but as it currently stands, it is nice. It is absolutely one of the best mods. By the way, even though this is not technically a mobile defense, the defense objective moves around the target.
Uh-huh.
Or moves around the arena. So now it's up here. If you're looking for a good perch to shoot from, up here is actually going to afford you the best sight lines.
Up there.
assume? Destroy our history? Vandals!
Those who pilfer meat from lions are either foolish or starving. Which are you, Gregor?
Some of that patented Teshin shade.
There went my energy. Yeah. Time to go running around and click something. I like when I can actually have a gun that can kill in 1 to 2 shots. 3 to
Yeah.
4, that's a problem. Especially at this level.
Well, you said you saw some of what I was doing earlier. Did you see how much Wu Clone was tearing it up with the heck earlier? That boy, brutal.
Yeah. That was interesting. Oh, I ran out of energy, that's why. Okay.
Natah, why did you betray me? Why did you not finish the sequence you started? Why did you stop at the last?
What is it talking about, Lotus?
Natah, why did you betray me?
Galleon, huh? Go fuck that real quick. Yep. Oh, jeez. I come out here, it's like, oh, I gotta defend. Oh, wait. Time to...
It moved again.
Nothing,
Right.
nothing back here yet. There's some Grenadier.
We crossed the gap, wounds and ruin to bring an end to this. We severed worlds. Let them destroy me. Why is the sequence not complete?
Most intriguing, Lotus. Do you two have a history?
Brother, you don't know the half of it.
My own daughter, the last of my womb. How can you do this?
Lotus, what are you not telling us?
Focus, Teshin. We need focus.
Sounds like a male voice. Interesting. I mean, it's not totally unheard of for, you know, animals, like males to repopulate, but
I'm deliberately keeping my mouth shut because I know things.
I know. It's okay.
Excuse me.
What the?
Hold on, Tenno. It's almost armed.
You betrayed us. As I awake, so will they. They will say you are Riven and want to reclaim you. I will not be able to stop them.
Oh, right.
Oh,
armed.
okay.
I'm pulling you out.
Did you get
Condition
condition
of-
overload?
Yep.
I'll explain why that mod is amazing shortly. But
Okay.
Natah, Lotus, you cannot hide this past any longer.
There are gaps. I had my mission, and I have completed it. All but the last sequence.
To destroy the Tenno.
The war was over, so I hid them away. In the second dream, I could not destroy them.
And yet, you were born to. So tell me, what made you stop to reject your nature?
All missions to the origin system required a sacrifice. Me and my kind become barren when crossing the gap. It is the one flaw we never overcame.
Natah wanted children of her own.
Natah was the daughter, until I destroyed her. Now, I am the Lotus. Now I am the mother.
fortify yourself. Tenno. The tomb is sealed, at least for now. Good work. There's one more thing. When you were sealing the tomb, Tile Rigor salvaged several things from the sentient there. Use this Exilus to fortify your warframe against what comes next. If you need more, Samaras has synthesized blueprints. I fear Regor has more of the old technologies now. You may want to seek him out when you are ready to face him. He has become more dangerous than ever before. Lotus. And then Exilus Adapter. This has been delivered to your
Yeah.
inventory.
See.
So, I'm curious. Okay.
Tenno, you seal my tomb. You kill my tomb men. Not acceptable
I still
behavior.
have the quest of
Our
Natal
differences
still
need to be
active.
settled.
It's because there's a last bit of Tel
You
Regor
know where I am.
calling us out.
Come, get me. Just try.
He almost literally says, come get some.
You know where Till is. When you are ready, destroy him.
Okay, so let's review what we learned from this quest. The Sentients were involved in the old war. They apparently destroyed the Orokin Empire. And although this was not revealed in this quest, the Corpus and the Grineer both used to work for the Orokin.
Right.
So, the old war was between the Sentients and the Orokin.
Hmm.
The Sentients sent Natah to destroy the Tenno, but when she had the opportunity to destroy them, she couldn't bring herself to do it,
Enjoying the view?
and she says herself
Shit.
in the end of the quest, she sealed them away in the second dream. Apparently, part of that quest, part of the what she was sent to do, involved destroying the one of the parent sentients, and technically this is a very minor spoiler, but it's literally spoiled in the very opening cinematic of the next mission, so I don't feel too bad saying this. Um, the the person in question is named Hun Hao, and from here forward is always referred to as Natah or the Lotus's father. So yes, he has a masculine voice.
Hmm. Okay.
And that's who we were trying to bury once again in the waters under of Oranos, like the pharaohs of old.
Hmm. But it sounds like he's gonna eventually get out of there. It's sounding
It,
like it's not a permanent ceiling. So,
well, the thing about sentience is, and this is not super clear from this, but this is the thing you find out in peripheral lore that you have to go looking for. Um, they're artificial creations, and are not like Grenier are clones, right? So technically they're artificial, but when we say that the sentients are artificial, we mean more like AI. They're more like machines than, you know, genetically engineered creatures.
mhm.
So it's kind of like, do you ever really kill a Terminator? Were they even technically alive in the first place? But secondly, even if you destroy the thing, who says it can't be repaired?
Mhm. Well,
So,
it depends on where the information is kind of stored. Now the whole aspect of Skynet was the aspect of that it was an artificial intelligence, and with an artificial intelligence, um, it's limited by how fast its hardware is, which, as anyone can kind of tell you, the computers themselves are pretty dang fast. You know, um,
and getting faster all the time.
mhm. The fact that it can handle mathematical equations like that, you know, um, you know, mm, some of our computers nowadays, our cell phones. I mean, let's face it. Like, they've mentioned the fact that our cell phones now are more technically advanced than when we first went to the moon.
Right. And then remember that the Orokin Empire is hundreds, if not thousands, of years in the future from our current level of technology. They
Right,
literally terraformed every single planet in the solar system.
right. Now, um, just think of the fact that um, it didn't take long for the cell phones to reach that, but it would still, you know, think back along the lines of, when first moon landing, you know, how long that point to now, that's, what, less than 50 years? I forget
Something like
exactly.
that.
I forget exactly when the moon landing was. It was like 69, 68, somewhere around there. Um, so you know, it's been about 50 years or so, you know. Um, and you're talking about, something that is,
Right, and we've
just the
got,
size of your hand, being capable of actually, landing on the moon kind of
right.
aspect.
And
Um,
yeah, and there's Moore's law, which is, roughly speaking, that processing power, what is it, doubles every 3 years, something like that. Processing power of computers roughly doubles every, and I think it's actually, that number has changed. It's actually accelerated.
Yeah.
So we are
Well,
talking hyper advanced technology.
well, the fact that um, quantum computers, which is becoming more of a thing nowadays, they're using that to explore the idea of time travel. That's been kind of in the news recently.
Right. Well, I knew quantum computing was in the news recently. I hadn't heard that it was involved. I wasn't aware that it involved uh, possible
Time
time
travel.
travel, but that I had heard that quantum computing was in the news recently, and that if that breakthrough means what we think it means, it could be a whole nother thing, but it's also in its very preliminary stages,
Oh yeah.
at least as far as
Uh,
public proofs go.
I mean, it's along the lines of well, at least it's definitely not getting out to the general public yet.
Yeah.
um,
Um, but anyway, so back to this quest though. So remember though, because this is important. Lotus is actually a sentient named Natah, which means she was one of the enemy, and she betrayed her own people to help us.
right.
Now, as a related note to that, and this is why I had originally suggested that you not do Saya's Vigil super early. Um, if you go to your codex and you look under the second to last tab, which is listed as sentient, you will notice that Eidolons qualify. That's what those things out on the plains of Eidolon are sentients. And in particular, a lot of the structures, a lot of the physical structures out on the plains of Eidolon are the remains of a dead sentient that the Warframe Gara destroyed.
Which particular tab?
Well, so if you go to, sorry,
Now get out there and
you go to your codex, you go to Universe,
make the Lotus proud.
you click on Factions, and then second to last on that, because it's Stalker and then Sentient, it will show the Oculus, which were the drones we were just scanning. And then it'll also show Vomvalist and the Terralist.
I'm not seeing. I'm seeing the.
Well, it may show the Terralist for me because I've scanned him a couple of times, or rather, Helios has scanned him a couple of times while I was out on the plains earning rep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not here.
Okay.
But I take it the Oculus is that sent. Yeah. Okay.
It's the thing that we saw out. It's the thing that we
Okay.
scanned on Oranos. And by the way, so they talk about in the quest. Hun Hao talks about. He's not named Hun Hao, but I'm going to refer to him by his name.
It's okay. Keep on going.
Talks about how Lotus killed him and basically buried him, right? He was buried on the planet Uranus, or Oranos, which is the name of the father of Zeus and the other gods in Greek mythology, who he was the original representation of the sky. And do you remember what happened to him?
No, can't say I do.
After he was overthrown, he was well, his ability to reproduce was removed forcibly. Ahem.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was chopped up and his parts were thrown into the underworld of Tartarus. In particular, though, in the legends, being a fundamentally immortal being, even being chopped to bits and thrown into the pits of nothingness, was not sufficient to kill Oranos and his entirety, and he continued to be a threat from beyond. Wait, am I remembering that correctly? I think it was. See, here's part of the problem. Same basic thing happened twice. Because Zeus did it to his father, and then his father had previously done it to his father. And I think now that I think about it, I think it was, so you had, because Greek mythology is a little weird. So you had Gaia the Earth and Oranos the sky, or as we would now think of it, out of space, but it was the sky.
Excuse me.
And they begot children, and actually I think it was, and this is a name that should be familiar to you. Kronos was the one who offed Oranos and chopped him up, and then he eventually begot Zeus and the other gods, and Zeus basically did the same thing to Kronos that Kronos had done to Oranos before him. And there is, by the way, a prophecy, or at least the very strong implication in Greek mythology, that one of Zeus's demigod offspring are eventually going to do the same thing to him.
Mm-hmm.
The Greeks loved their repetitive cycles.
Yeah,
But I do find it interesting that you find Natah's father chopped up and mostly dead? Not quite dead? On the planet Oranos, which directly relates to the Greek lore, where something very similar happened to the character of the same name.
Right.
Anyway, so that's the Natah quest.